Hi, I'm Adele. I've had many adventures in my life, but what I went through the last time just blows my mind. I managed to do a good thing, which is very significant. Perhaps I will ask you now, would you dare to go against a whole conspiracy of big people almost alone? Well, I will tell you how I managed to do it. I don't have a dad. My mom never really wanted to talk about him. She always changed the topic. In the end, I just stopped asking about him all completely. Mom and I were alone, and she often disappeared at work. So I kind of belonged to myself most of the time. I had a small circle of friends where I was accepted as myself, which I liked. It was better than coming home in the evenings and seeing my mom's disappointed face. We never really spoke because she was always tired. Sometimes she drank, and I did not want to go home at all. Have I ever felt ashamed of myself? Well, probably yes, but I've never told anyone about this. For what? The world is ruthless, and I'm not capable of doing good things. Let the volunteers do it. And then things got worse. My mom got a boyfriend. Honestly, I did not know if he was a boyfriend or a drinking companion because they began to drink together every day. The environment was so tough that I almost never came home. Every time I saw his face, I wanted to do even more bad things. He always saw my teachers come to our house to report on me, and then he advised my mom to put me to a private school for difficult teenagers. I couldn't believe that he thought of such thing, and you know what? My mom agreed. Oh, how angry I was. I screamed so much, even cried, but she did not listen to me and applied. The first day at school was like a prison. Yes, I know how it feels there because I was there as well. I knew that I needed to establish my authority. Otherwise, I would always be hungry, sleep in the worst bed, and give up things to another boss. I did not want to, and then I met her. I immediately realized that she ruled everything there. Her name was B, which means a lifelong traveler. It was funny. As soon as the caretakers left, B came up to me followed by some other friends. It should have been a sight. B challenged me to a fight for authority, and it was intense. It's good that I had experience in this matter. We fought for about 5 minutes, and we got pretty exhausted, but neither her or me wanted to back down. In the end, people recognized the fight as a draw on both sides, and we shook hands. She did not like it, and neither did I, but we recognized each other as worthy opponents. We were to sleep in one room with 2 more girls. The boys' building was separate. I quickly got used to the situation. It was actually not new to me. B told me everything about how the school works. She said that for bad behavior, the caretakers send the kids to the hospital. So the most terrifying thing is that no one came back from there. So everyone is afraid to go there, and they try to behave. But still, at least 2 times a month, 1 child is taken away, and then 3 new ones come in return. All the staff looked like they were working at a slaughterhouse, and we were the cattle. One day, a girl was taken from our room. We honestly could not understand at all what she was doing with us because she was so quiet. She said that her aunt had sent her here and she had no parents. It is not clear why they took her here at all because she's like the dandelion, all fluffy and beautiful. The staff came for her saying that she was behaving badly and took her away. I will never forget her cry for help. A week later, another girl was taken from the next room, and then it was B's turn. It was so unfair because we did not break any rules. We were not even scolded once. After B was taken away, I went to the principal's office to talk. Accidentally, I witnessed her telephone conversation. B's trade is on her way to you. Take her, she said and hung up. I immediately entered the office and showered her with questions, but she told me that if I did not want to be sent away, I should be silent. When I left the office, I noticed B's bracelet on the table. It seemed suspicious because she never took it off. At night, after lights out, I sneaked in there again. The door was locked, but I knew which of the staff had a spare key. Mrs. Merrill just loved sleeping during her shift, and this was not an opportunity to be missed. I crept to the caretaker, took her keys out of her pocket, and then went into the office. As soon as I got there, I bent down to open the lock, and someone touched my shoulder. I turned with fright, and there was a girl from our room. I frantically thought of some excuses, but she told me that she knew where B was. Mia nodded her head towards the door. I opened it with a key and ran inside. I closed the door from the inside, and Mia ran to the cabinet with documents. She took out a folder from there and gave it to me. I took the bracelet from the table and put it on myself. Mia said that this folder contained all the information, but I needed to promise that I would go to the very end. You need to find this place and make it there before they're all taken far away, she said. I opened my mouth to ask questions, but Mia interrupted me. She said that she might not be here tomorrow. I know everything because my mother left me here, and my mother is the principal, she said. My head went crazy hearing this. I had even more questions, but there was no time to talk. I grabbed the folder and ran away. I heard the noise. The guards ran into the office, but Mia stayed where she was. I hid in the closet and skimmed through the documents. There were photos of all the kids at school who were supposedly being treated. Among them was B. Different addresses were written everywhere, and in the end, I found a purchase and sale agreement. As you understand, we were the ones for sale. Oh no, the headmistress is selling us, I said, and the pantry door opened. A guard with a flashlight was looking at me. I pushed him, tore out the paper with the address of the B, and ran as fast as I could. The doors were closing, an alarm was on, and I managed to run into the dining room, where I saw an open window. I flew through it and fell into the backyard, where the guards were already looking around. Barefoot, I ran over the fence and started looking for the address. In short, it took me 2 days of search. I ate and slept wherever I had to, but I tried to avoid people, not to arouse any suspicion. I was dirty in my turn uniform with a number on my chest. Finally, I found that building. It looked like a hospital. I managed to get there through the pipes. It's good that I was thin. I ran past the office with B by chance. She was tied to a table. People in white masks and gloves were walking around her. One of them tried to inject her with something, and at that moment, I fell right on top of him with a crash. People screamed, and I threw their own tools at them, cut B's straps with a scalpel, and then freed her. We ran with all our might. We had to hide. They were looking for us all over the building, but it was lucky that there were no guards there, only those people in masks. We ran out into the street and ran into a random direction. We managed to hide in the forest on a tree. B cried when I gave her the bracelet. She said that it was the last thing that she got from her mom, and the rest was taken by her stepdad, who put her in that damn school. They tried to sell me for organs or something, she said. I nodded my head and said it was principal's business. If you liked the video, then give it a thumbs up and write us some comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe.
We're not finished yet.
Fuck me sideways.
That's what she said. Thank you, Percy. Don't mention it.